Welcome in to Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thanks for being here. The Jaguars have traded running back James Robinson to the Jets in exchange for a conditional 6th-round pick that turns into a 5th if he eclipses 600 rushing yards in 2022. He's already at 340, so he just needs 260 more yards, and that will be a 5th-round pick for the Jaguars. Why did the Jaguars trade James Robinson? We're going to answer that question here. First, follow me on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo, Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, and if you want to support the channel further, go check out GenJag.com. You can pick up some new gear. You can also become a channel member. We've got links in the description below. All right, so as I mentioned, Jaguars, they have traded James Robinson. But why? I think the answer is very simple. He was not in their future plans. Why was he not in their future plans? Well, for one, Travis Etienne, 2021 first-round pick, missed all of 2021 with the Liz Frank injury. He's back, and he looks better than ever. I mean, we obviously know ball security is a minor issue for him, and he's not the pass protector that James Robinson is. But this guy's averaging over 8 yards per carry over the last 3 weeks, right at 8 yards per carry, 7.97. He has been unbelievable the last 3 weeks. He's been unstoppable. You get him out in space, and he is a home run waiting to happen. And he is just a much more modern NFL running back than James Robinson is. And that's no slight against James Robinson. He is certainly a capable starting back in this league, but Travis Etienne just gives you that home run threat every time he touches the ball. And he also has been running with some power. He has been improving in pass protection. He'll need to accelerate his development even further now with James Robinson out of the picture. And look, James Robinson, he was going to be a restricted free agent following the 2022 season, which certainly means it wouldn't have been difficult to retain him. It would not have been. But it would have cost the Jaguars a few $1,000,000. And I just don't think this team was willing to pay a few $1,000,000 to keep him around in 2023 when they're clearly moving in a direction of Travis Etienne and then sprinkling some Jermichael Hasty in with some different fun stuff, getting him in motion and getting him the ball in creative ways because he's another speedy back. I think they like having those speedy backs. And they just drafted Snoop Connor in the 5th round of the 2022 NFL draft. They believe he can be their, physical, short yardage, kind of tough running back like James Robinson has been for the last couple years. Now, he's much less proven than James Robinson, no question about it. And I don't think that there's a running back on this roster that provides the consistency that James Robinson can bring to the position right now. But the Jaguars have made their bet. They're betting on Travis Etienne. They're betting on Jermichael Hasty. And they're also a team that's out here clearly showing you they're going to be a pass-first football team. They're not going to be a run-heavy team. Like if you're the Browns and you want to run the ball, and you want to do it with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, I get that. That's kind of more of their identity is a running football team. But the Jaguars are not a running football team. They're passing the ball way more than they're running it. That's Doug's philosophy. You pass to score, you run to win. So if he's in neutral or negative game scripts, Doug Peterson, guess what? He's going to be throwing the football. And you're usually either in a neutral or negative game script. Occasionally, throughout games, at times throughout games, you will be in a positive game script, and then you'll see the run more often than the pass at times, but this is a pass-first football team. That's what it comes down to. They want to feature Travis Etienne. They don't want to pay James Robinson. They weren't going to bring him back after the season, and they wanted to extract some value from that situation instead of letting him walk for nothing next offseason. Because they weren't going to re-sign him. They were not going to match any offers. They were not going to place a tender on him. And it does look like they'll probably get a 5th for him, right? Only 260 yards required for him to eclipse the 600-yard mark and for that pick to turn into a 5th. So it looks like they're probably going to get a 5th for him. And while I don't think that is commensurate value for what James Robinson will be providing to the Jets, which is a starting caliber running back, I do think from the Jaguars' perspective, if you had no intention of bringing him back in 2023, and you were going to have to let him walk for nothing. You weren't going to get anything in return for him. Getting a potential fifth does make some sense. And I talked about it yesterday. I did not think that they were going to get more than a 6th or a 7th round pick if they did want to trade James Robinson, which ends up they did want to trade him, and they did get more, potentially, as long as he gets 260 yards the rest of the year, which, as long as he's able to stay healthy, looks like a shoo-in. So the Jaguars, they already had 2 fourths from a draft day trade last year. They already had 2 6th round picks. Now they have 3 6th round picks, one of which looks like it's probably going to be a 5th. So you're looking at probably 2 fourths, 2 fifths, and 2 6ths. That gives the Jaguars a lot of maneuverability in this upcoming draft. A lot of flexibility, a lot of different ways that they can use those picks, whether it's on players, whether it's packaging some picks to move up and get somebody you really want. There's a lot of maneuverability there when you have that many picks in rounds 4 through 6. Would I have made this move? I've been pretty steadfast in that I would have wanted to keep James Robinson through 2023 because I look at what the Jaguars have. Snoop Conner is unproven. Travis Etienne is still improving in some of the areas of the game as a running back in this offense. Like I said, pass pro, not perfect. Catching the ball out of the backfield, he's got the skill set to do it, but his hands have been a little shaky. His ball security has been a little shaky. But still, we know a home run waiting to happen. I would have tried to keep James Robinson through 2023. But look, I do get it. They want speed on offense. They already think they have a player who's going to replace James Robinson's role in this offense in Snoop Conner. They love Travis Etienne. They really like JaMycal Hasty. And they like Snoop Conner. That's why they drafted him. And that's why we are where we are right now. Now, one thing that I think might not sit right in that locker room is the public handling of the situation. Doug Peterson sat there and fibbed to everyone yesterday, saying J-Rob was in their future plans, saying that he had some knee injury stuff going on that never was on any injury report. I don't know about all that. We'll see how it plays out here for the Jags and certainly for the Jets. If you're a Jags fan, again, you need J-Rob to have some success up there and get to 260 more rushing yards on the year. I'll be rooting for him in 2023, obviously, because of the draft pick compensation. But I'll be rooting for James Robinson the rest of his career. He was the total pro, ultimate pro, hardworking, busted his ass to get back from the ACL. He's dealt with a lot of BS during his time in Jacksonville, whether it was, getting wrongfully benched at times last year by he who shall not be named, or dealing with this situation here this year where he was completely phased out in favor of Travis Etienne. So I'm hopeful that he gets to go and have some success up there. Obviously, the Jaguars and the Jets do play here in a few weeks down the road in New York. They'll be playing each other on Thursday Night Football. James Robinson will have an opportunity to exact some revenge on this franchise that's put him through the ringer a little bit. But the Jaguars were the team that brought him in. They were the team that moved on from Leonard Fournette in favor of James Robinson. They've done some good things for his career, no question. Hopefully he's appreciative of his time in Jacksonville, and I hope he makes the most of his time in New York outside of that Thursday night contest, no question about it. That's where we are. Jaguars now have a 6th that looks like it's probably going to turn into a 5th. The Jets now have James Robinson. I think the Jets at this point look like they won the trade. They needed a starting running back with Breece Hall injured for the year. But how do the Jaguars use this? Do they use it to draft a player? Do they use it to move up in the draft? We'll see how it all plays out. We're not going to find out who really won this trade for some time. But the Jaguars, they weren't going to bring him back in 2023. They were not going to pay him, so they decided, again, to extract some value out of the situation right now. That will do it. Follow me on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo, Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, and if you want to support the channel further, as I mentioned, you can go check out genjag.com, pick up some Duval gear, or become a channel member, or both. Links in the description below. Have a great rest of your day, Duval.